Have you ever wanted to take your business on the road so that you can travel, but you're not sure how to do it successfully? Well, this episode is for you.
You're listening to the Dynamic Women podcast. Each week, you'll be inspired by our global community of women. They'll share with you tools and stories to help you be dynamic in every area of life. He's your host, award-winning coach, and the CEO and founder of Dynamic Women, Diane Ralston.
Hello, lovely dynamic women, and welcome to the Dynamic Women podcast. I am your host, Diane Ralston, and I'm so excited to share with you an interview that I did with Evi Siskos, where she shares how she uses social media as a tool to travel and how you can take advantage of it too. She also talked about how she balances traveling, motherhood, and working, and the behind-the-scenes strategies to put this dream into reality. Oh, there she is, Evi.
Hey guys.
Hi. Hi. So let me just share my screen so that you can see where we're going today with Evi. And so here we go. And so with Evi Siskos, we're going to talk about how to be a trailblazer and travel the world. Yes, definitely traveling the world. I have seen. Where are you right now, Evi?
I'm in Greece right now.
You're still in Greece. I love it. How long have you been here for?
I'm still here. We're here till the end of October, but we're going to we're starting like a Eastern Europe trip this Saturday. So we're going up to Albania, Croatia, and a bunch of different countries up there.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So good. Well, let me introduce you to all of our ladies here. I am so excited to hear about this amazing life that you have, because I know that it's the dream for a lot of my clients and a lot of the women that I work with. So Evi Siskos is an actress, producer, author, and New York Emmy-nominated television host of shows on the Telemundo network, such as, and you're going to have to say this, Evi.
Acceso total.
Thank you. She was born in New York City. You have such a beautiful accent. Not me. To Dominican and Greek parents, and she graduated with a Bachelors in International Business and has a concentration in Mandarin, which is super cool. In 2011, she participated in Miss Dominican Republic Universe, where she was a finalist. Congrats. And Evi has secured roles acting in TV shows and films such as
Lower East Sides.
And currently, Evi is traveling around the world with her family, recording her travel show and highlighting the most desirable family destinations and connecting with content creators. And so as I was talking about her following, she has over 2 million followers on Instagram and Facebook with a very engaging audience. So cool. So we're going to kind of kick things off. Yeah, I'm so happy to have you here. But the key thing is, and this is what I know everyone's going to want to know about it. With your family, you sold all of your belongings to go on the trip of a lifetime around the world. What was the spark that had you sell your home and jump into travel?
The pandemic. I think the pandemic for a lot of us has made us realize that what we want to do, what sparks us inside, what are the things that we've been wanting to do and have held off or put them off for a long time. So like you said, I've been working for television for the past 10 years, and always going to a studio, always recording, or always, going to work, because even though it's television, it's still very much an office job. Like you go to the set and you record and you're there every single day. And when the pandemic hit, I was at home and I was like, oh my God, things are, like everything's going to be so different. I wasn't going into work. Everything was remote. And we were like, we really want to travel. We want to see the world, but we were quarantined. So we were like, how are we going to be able to make this happen? With being safe, still being quarantined and still traveling. So at first we got an RV, we rented an RV just to see what that was like.
Yeah.
We went around to a few different states. We loved it. It was an amazing experience. And then, in March, we sold our house. That we spent a whole year, traveling, trying to see if we were going to do the RV. Then we were like, that might not be the best option if we want to do Latin America, just because we don't, we heard from a lot of people that it's not really safe going by car. So we're like, okay, we're just going to stick to airplanes. We're going to sell our house and we're going to make it a real thing. So right now we're nomads, and we're traveling with our toddler who's 2 years old, and we're making it our dream come true, because we truly believe that, we have this one life. And we have all these dreams and aspirations. And if we don't make them come true now, like, when will we make them come true? So we decided to do it. Everyone's like, oh my God, how are you going to do it with a baby?
Yes.
You're traveling with a toddler. And we're doing it. And it's amazing. And I really encourage people that if, you have, whether it's traveling or if whatever dream it is that you have, to go out for it. And I swear to you, it's like, I don't know if you guys have read The Alchemist, but the whole universe conspires to make it happen. And somehow, as we were, deciding to go on this adventure of a lifetime, I got an offer for an online travel show that I'm like, wow, this couldn't have been more in sync with what we're doing than the way that it worked out. Like, it was wild. And that's why I always say, like, when you set your intention to make something happen, it, like I said, the whole universe conspires to make it happen.
Yeah. But then you have to listen to it and you have to act on it. And that's the piece that had me want to invite you here, is because you're a trailblazer in that, just that piece alone makes you a trailblazer. The fact that you heard the call and you went, yes, we're going to do this. And then you took that leap, that courage of, we're going to sell everything, and we're just going to go do it. And we're going to do it with a kid and all that. So that's really inspirational, I think, for people. And in a moment, we're also going to bring this back down to, okay, but realistically, how do we do this, right? But let's talk first about you. You're a TV host on national television, and then you made that switch to social media. So how are you now using social media as a tool in traveling?
So I think it's not just for travel, but for whatever business that you're trying to take off, or whatever field that you're in. I saw the change with my eyes. I came from television where, being on TV was like the biggest thing. And I remember when social media was starting to come out, I was telling my producers, I'm like, guys, can we do like some segments on here, or like, let's do some Instagram? And they would be like, no, we need to focus on the TV. And like, we have this, and like, no one really listened. This was 10 years ago. And as I saw the changes, I was like, oh my God, this is going to be huge, and they're not focusing on it. So eventually they did, because they saw that everything is switching onto social media. And that's why I tell everyone, I know some people might say, because I remember, being a little hesitant towards even going on Instagram and now TikTok. And I was like, I don't know about that. Like it takes up so much time, and I don't really know how to work this. Cause you see 18-year-olds these days that they know how to work Instagram, TikTok. And I'm just like, how do you do it? But you have to learn it. You have to learn it. It's like, it is this day and age's TV, it's on our hands. We navigate any type. It doesn't matter what business you have to get on social media. And also, I think it's really important. It doesn't matter what field you're in, to speak your voice on social media, because people do like to hear what you have to say. And I know that for a lot of people, even for myself, going from TV to social media, it was a change, because on TV, I had a script, I had a persona, I was, everything was scripted. On social media, it's very much myself. You're more vulnerable, you're more authentic, but that's what people want to see. They want to see you. They want to see who's talking. They want to see if you're struggling. They want to see, the real person behind. And I'm telling you, there is a niche for everyone. But you do have to build the confidence. It doesn't matter like, oh, I might not know how to make a video. Start with, just recording yourself, or if it's a product that you're trying to sell, or if it's your business, you slowly start, and then
Yes.
I promise you, you'll get the hang of it.
Yes. Yeah, it's amazing to see the younger generation. And I keep reminding, I'm like, wow, yeah, I'm getting old, I guess, but how easily they have adapted to it. And we
Yeah.
can adapt to it as well. And the other thing I'm hearing around, like another trailblazer quality, is the ability to see how society is changing, to see the needs that are out there, and then to step into it. Right. So the whole, you saw
And
that
use
shift.
it for and use it for yourself, because a lot of people say like, oh, I'm not into social media because, you know, it's not my thing. And it's not, first of all, you decide who you want to follow, who you want to see. I always recommend follow people that inspire you. And if they're not inspire you, unfollow them. It's that easy. You know, have things on your feed that every day, if you are going to go online and if you are going to scroll, make sure that the things that you're seeing are inspiring you. Follow other women or other trailblazers that you want to emulate and you would like to, you know, that they're in your niche or your field, and see what they're doing. Because a lot of social media there's a lot of, I don't want to say copying, but there is, but at the same time, if you can see what's going on in your field, try to do the same, but put your spin on it. And that's a really good way to learn social media.
Yes. And trailblazers are not followers. Trailblazers blaze their own trail, but it can be similar to what someone else has done or inspired by someone else, because that's you reading the trends, right? And reading what's popular and reading and seeing what the demand is, but then being your unique self. I love that. Now, I'm sure in the back of people's minds, they're going, okay, you keep traveling and you sold your house, but how are you having money? How are you budgeting this? Is any of it comped, paid for, sponsored? Like, how do you do all this?
Oh, I'll give you guys the rundown. So I do have the, you know, I do have the advantage that I do have a lot of followers, and with a lot of followers, you do get some things that are sponsored. Sometimes we get hotels that are sponsored, simply because, you know, if my followers see that I'm at a certain hotel, they'll comp our stay. It doesn't happen all the time. So since this is a lifestyle that we're trying to live, we are not like, you know, if you're deciding, it depends also on your budget. If you can go all out and you want to, you know, go travel all luxurious, then by all means you can do that. But if you're trying to make this a lifestyle and you do want to budget yourself, we also go through Airbnb. Like if we don't have hotels, there's been times where like, oh, we want to go here and it just doesn't work out. Or if it's high season, they don't work with influencers when it's high season.
Yeah.
We try to look for an Airbnb. It's an amazing way. And most of the places outside of the United States are a quarter of the price of living in the States. So I can tell you that rent in, you know, like an Airbnb in some places can even be as low as $300 or, you know, around that area, which is way less than living in New York City, you know? So budgeting ourselves that way. If we do have an Airbnb, I'll cook at home. Also, I do have a toddler, so, you know, I do prefer to cook food at home for him. And that way we do budget ourselves. Also we got rid of so many things that we didn't need. You know, when we moved out, we realized all of the things that were in our closet. I cannot begin to say the experience that I had with cleaning out my closet, giving stuff away, selling stuff away, things that no longer served me, no longer served the purpose, whether they were too small or they were not in style, and I just gave them away. And as we've been traveling, you start to realize how little you actually need, you know, because we can't be traveling with like a million suitcases, because that's, you know, that wouldn't be efficient. So you start to realize how little you actually need to live. And if you do want to make it a full-time thing, also, you know, having a smaller suitcase does make it much easier. And also when you're traveling, a part of it is also budgeting yourself, not shopping when you're, you know, trying to hold yourself back from shopping, you know, when you're traveling and making it a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Not if you're going on vacation though. If you're going on vacation, I know that it's nice to pick up souvenirs, or things, like art from wherever you're visiting. So it's a little different.
It is, but it's funny. The kind of theme is continued on with that idea of only having the great pieces in your closet, and here really only having what you need and what you love in your life so that you can experience and, like you said, be more efficient and enjoy yourself.
Yes. Scarlett was saying something about the clothing that really stuck to me, about picking out your clothes. One thing that really helped me was realizing my body type. Just realizing my shape. For a long time, I had no idea what my shape was. And I always would look at either other models, and I would try to get, how like when you see someone online buy something, wear something, and then you're like, oh, I'm going to buy that. And then you think it's going to look the same as it looks on the model. And then I've realized knowing my body type has changed the game completely. Because when you know your body type, you can dress for your body type, and it changes everything. It really, and then I've realized, oh, okay, this cut doesn't look so good on me. I'm going to buy, like a V cut, because it accentuates up here and it doesn't really show, like it makes my waist look smaller. So just knowing that really changed the game for me.
Yeah, exactly.
This episode is brought to you by Million Dollar Woman, the online program. It is about increasing your success, money, and happiness by mastering your inner and outer wealth. Now, what are the benefits of this program? Well, it's going to help to show you how to have more money, how to make more profit, how to keep more money, how to feel confident with your pricing, how to have a money plan, how to negotiate your higher worth, how to be paid more, how to be paid in more ways, and so many more benefits, like being able to make money with no money. It is a 2-day online program where you're going to be able to take yourself from your current state to really get to some golden results. This is good for all kinds of business owners and leaders in any industry or career, as you can apply the tangible tactics that I teach you. For this and all the benefits, including being in the Trailblazer Secrets collaborative book with dynamic women, is just $9.97. Click through the link in the show notes or type in www.dynamicwomen.biz/MDW for Million Dollar Woman to see all of the bonuses that you get with this program for just $9.97. Join now to be part of an amazing group of women who are increasing their inner and outer wealth.
Now, you mentioned about Airbnb as a good strategy to use, or the ability to be able to be comped or sponsored. But are there any other strategies that can help anyone to do this, to be able to travel even just a little, even if they were like, I'm going to go 3 weeks, or I'm going to take 1 month, or I'm going to take the summer to travel? What tips do you have?
So it depends. Like, there are other ways to get comped. You don't have to have a massive following. First of all, micro influencers, which are like above 10,000 followers, do get a lot of things comped, because a lot of companies would prefer to work with a micro influencer as opposed to a really big influencer because of the niche market. Yes, I didn't know this, and now I do, and it's crazy because a lot of markets would much rather have someone in their niche that they know that they have a real following, because there's a lot of people out there. For example, if there's a girl that is a like a bikini model, right, and she's trying to sell household appliances, that's not going to sell, because most of her following will probably be men that are like looking, as opposed to someone that is
Yes,
that's their niche. Yeah, so it's really important to know your niche market. So you can't like, oh my god, I don't have a big following, so I can't make it in social media. That's not true. You can get a lot of things comped with 5,000-10,000 followers. And you can work with even, like, let's say, local companies. Let's say you want to go on a day trip in your state. You can reach out to them and tell them, listen, I am an expert in my field, and I am going to give you guys a review if you guys comp me with tickets. Trust me, a lot of them will say yes. You will get no's, but you will get yeses. I can promise you that. And also, If let's say you have absolutely no following and you do want to get some things comped, if you know some photography, you can offer pictures. And that, I have a lot of photographer friends that get a lot of they get a lot of things comped just by offering content. Sometimes a hotel, sometimes a brand might just want content, you know, and you can offer that. So I always suggest reach out to the brand, see what you can offer them, and you can see that's a way that you can, you know, make travel possible.
Yes. And one of my coaches has this idea, and I'll grab this, pretend this is a lavish napkin. The idea of come to them to serve them, right? That's what you're saying. Tell them what you can do for them rather than, thank you, I have my bib on, I would like to receive all of this stuff from you for free. So having that different approach is what you're mentioning here will probably get you further.
Yes, and always, it doesn't matter what field you're in, because I do know a lot of different influencers have either, you know, it's called a media kit, but you can have a professional biography that you can send out to brands. And again, there you already have it ready. You don't have to like type it up 100 times. You have that ready with what you are, what your brand represents, who you are, and you send that out. And it's an amazing PDF to have, and people already know, you know, what you offer, what's, you know, what is your niche and what you can do. And it's amazing. And you can also go on Google, you know, you can see media kit examples. You can get media kits made for you on Fiverr.com. I love Fiverr. And it could be made right there. You know, like you could get it as cheap as $20. Someone can make you an EPK. So it's, I really recommend that.
Yeah, that's a really great kind of first step action item for everyone to do, is to have that. Because I know that I get companies reaching out to me and they're like, yeah, what's your reach and how many people follow you or how many downloads of your podcast? And they want to know all that, and they want it like they want it, right? You have to be able to just send it. So if you already had that there and ready, and you were continuously updating it as your numbers went up, then you could feel confident to just send that. Oh yes, right, I'm ready, here you go, there it is.
Also, when a brand asks it from you and you already have it made, it makes you seem so much more professional, because it's like, oh, okay, this girl's already, like, they know what they're doing. Like, look, she already has that, she's worked with. And I would also suggest any brands you've worked with or any recommendations from other brands or people that might have worked with you, add that in there as well. You know, put a little highlight testimonial of people that have worked with you that you can put in there, that, you know, people can see that.
Yes, exactly. You want a good track record. So let's finish off with this question of, how do you balance traveling, motherhood, and working? And you're a wife too.
Being organized and writing things down, because I feel like when you write things down, you get it done. I know some people are good with their phones. I'm a manual person. Like, I like to write things down with my hands, and setting the time apart. You know, as women, biologically, we are nurturers, and we want to take care of everyone around us. I don't know. It's something innate in us that we just, you know, we want to put everyone before us and then us. And you have to catch yourself, because I catch myself sometimes and I'm like, okay, I need to give myself time. I give myself time for a meditation practice, just to breathe, to say thank you for everything I have, for gratitude. And I don't know, I can't emphasize that enough. Gratitude is the best attitude. You know, if you can't find something to be thankful for, be thankful that you are alive, that you are breathing, that you have your health, because there are so many people that wish they were in your shoes, that would be able to, you know, open their eyes and get their day going. It's not until health goes away that you don't realize how important it is. So just keeping, I would say, a gratitude journal, or just taking the time to say thank you, and setting the time for yourself. It doesn't matter if you have to ask your partner or ask your children, this is mommy's time or this is my time. And not feeling guilty about it, because, that's the number one thing is setting the time, but not feeling guilty for taking the time for yourself.
True. Very true. Couple of quick questions from the ladies here. What's a good follower goal?
I would say if you're starting off with social media, 10,000. I always feel like that is a point where you can start working with brands. Like I said, I've seen people that have even 5,000 followers, but they're very, concentrated on their niche and they have a very good engagement rate. Following is not, it's not it's not the certain amount of followers that you have, it's your engagement. If you can prove on the analytics, if you turn your Instagram or your Facebook page into a business page, you can print out all your analytics. A brand will much rather work with someone with a lower following but a higher engagement rate than with someone with a really high following and really low engagement rate. Also, I would say, I recently just started myself going onto TikTok, and a lot of people, I was also very skeptical of it because I was like, oh my God, TikTok is like for 18-year-olds that are like dancing on there. But TikTok is a very fast growing social media platform. Instagram, for some reason, it's very hard to grow on Instagram. Like, for example, I have over 2 million followers on Facebook. And the reason why Facebook is great is because people, when you download something, your followers can automatically, it's very easy to share and hit the share button. Instagram's not like that at all. You can like something, but you can't share it with other people. Now they even made it even harder. But I would say focus on, right now, Instagram has Reels. I would say even look it up on YouTube, how to learn it. It does take a little practice. It took me some practice. I was even like, I remember telling my husband, like, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so annoyed by this because this is so hard. And then he's like, just practice it, you'll get it. So it's just have the patience with yourself. These kids are born with a cell phone in their pocket. I think I was the last generation that literally social media became big right on the cusp of me going into college. So it wasn't like, I wasn't a 13-year-old with a cell phone, so these kids grow up with them. So you have to give yourself, forgive yourself for that. It's not our fault, that they're a younger generation that just knows how to use, they just, they're born with it, basically. So give yourself patience and, but put yourself out there. That's the number one thing, more than anything. Put yourself out there and start sharing your pages with your friend. If you have an email list or if you have friends, send it through Messenger, send it through your messages. Listen, guys, I'm on social media, follow me. Also, depending on what business you guys have, I always suggest print out a little card and put it in whatever business you have or whatever product you're selling or whatever it is. Follow me on social media. And if you have, maybe a product, you could tell them like, follow me, give me a shout out, and you can get a free gift. Or, it's an incentive for people and also a reminder for people to follow you.
Exactly. So awesome. Well, thank you, Evi. I'm sure the ladies got lots out of it. I'm excited. I'm thinking about that 10K. I haven't done it on Instagram. I've done it in other areas. So I got to get working on that. And so for all of those listening, please pop in the comments. What were your takeaways from Evi's talk today, so that she can see what was most influential of what she was talking about. So thank you again, Evi. Enjoy your time in Greece. So amazing.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. It's been such a pleasure speaking with you all, and I hope this was of use for you guys, and you guys can take something from this.
Yes. Thank you so much, Evi. Take care. Bye.
Take care.
What a fabulous episode this was. I'm sure you had some really great takeaways, so make sure you write a review. Let us know what your biggest takeaway was. And when you do write a review, we share them on the episode. And the people that write reviews and we share what they say, we send you a little something special in the mail. And you know the drill on everything else. Hit subscribe, share with a friend, and tune in next week where I share with you a solo episode from me sharing all things dynamic and how to move your life and business forward. Until next time, stay dynamic. Bye.
Thank you, Dynamic Women, for joining us today. Please hop on over to iTunes to subscribe and leave us a review. Who do you know who needs to hear our message? We'd love it if you'd share our channel with your friends and family. If you're ready to be more dynamic, have more balance and more success, head over to www.dynamicwomenclub.com/free gift for your Key to Success book. Stay dynamic.